I used to go, a friend of mine, we used to go to sober dances on a Saturday night. She'd come pick me up about 9 o'clock and then come rolling home at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't do it no more. The COVID itself is keeping me home, and the only time I do go out is like when I have to go with my companion and homemaker, go to the store, or get out to the park and take a walk. I'm not as active as I used to be.
I feel like my home, my house, is the environment where I work, where I sleep, where I love, where so many things happen. And it's starting to feel very tense. I'm feeling a lot of burnout. I'm feeling burnout from not being able to see my friends and see my family and hug them. And I think we've all taken all of that for granted in the past. I think therapy sessions for me are best when I get to leave my environment, because I feel as though at least the lasting effect of the therapy session is more rewarding. I went out of the house today, I worked on myself, I get that gold star. Now I just log off and I eat popcorn or whatever. It doesn't feel like I mastered something. It's hard to get that gratification.
Seeing our son is really a priority, because again, with mental illness, often the person with the illness doesn't have a lot of friends. Certainly their friends from high school, long gone, or even, wherever they've been, they're not available. And we're like his main friendship base. So with this pandemic and COVID, we haven't stopped going to Florida. We get our COVID tests, we go down to see him every so many weeks, because it's just so important to keep him healthy.
I feel a little guilty talking about how my experience with the pandemic, because throughout the last 4 or 5 years that I've had depression, anxiety, my one wish has always been I wish I could just pause time so I have time to regather everything and get my life on track. And then the pandemic happened, and it's awful that so many people are dying and getting sick. But for me, it was kind of I finally, nobody's doing anything. I finally do have what I was wishing for these last couple of years, just to regroup and regather. And not as many responsibilities. I can just chill and focus on myself. No school, no sports. And I personally feel really guilty saying it, but it really did help my mental health.
I really need human interaction. I need my friends, and a Zoom call is just not the same. I really kind of fell into a slump. It was hard. It's hard with depression anyways to get yourself moving sometimes and getting out of bed and doing the things it takes to take care of yourself. But when work shut down for me and I was just at home and my IOP program had stopped and we were doing it over Zoom, I had no reason to get dressed. I had no reason to shower. I really was struggling. My depression increased because it just feeds off of that. And it was a rough few months for me.
Myself and my dad both had COVID-19 at the same time. We were in the hospital at the same time. And the day that I left the hospital was the day that my dad passed away. Very hard to transfer grief into something positive because it's so heavy.
Yeah, people are really quick to say, well, they passed away, so do everything in your honor for them.
Yeah.
Because that's not easy.
No. It's the feelings that you have are real.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with Kennedy the other day, she kind of unraveled. She's 7. And
because we're going to Florida. That's
yeah.
why she's emotional. Because we're going to Florida, so I'm sure she probably expected my grandfather to go with us or my grandmother or something. And which they would have.
Yeah.
Very much would
Probably
have.
both.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much would have.
And she just said, but he's not there.
She kept saying that.
She just, like, it hit her. And so we obviously both are crying. But we gave her that. I think what was one of the most beautiful moments of 2020 for us is that we kind of shared that moment together. I was frozen, and Amber scooped her up in her arms and validated her feelings.
Invalidated?
No, validated.
Oh.
And validated.
Oh,
her
validated.
feelings.
Yeah.
And just let her get it out.
I just wanted to make her feel that her feelings are valid. So I feel like maybe she often feels like because she's younger that no one's paying attention to her or that how she's feeling is invalidated. But I just felt the need to let her know that it's okay to cry. And I showed her pictures of us and showed her the positive things that we need to remember of our grandfather.